Yeah, so a few of you asking for the old Gypsy story. So I went jail September the 21st, 2012 for 5 years for GBH with intent. Anything you read online, generally in newspapers, you can't fully believe unless you're there, which I've had trolls saying, or just in general anyway. For GBH with intent, a man got attacked 5 times by me by a weapon, which was a knife. And then obviously I've done 2.5 years in jail, got out, was put in a hostel for 6 months in Reading, and then after that got out, was out for 1 year, and then went back in for GBH on the guy, beat him up. But unfortunately, because I was on license for a GBH for intent, I got a bit longer. I got a 3-year EPP, which extended public protection order. Normally if you get like 3 years, you do half, you do like 18 months. Because it was an EPP and I was a second strike violent offender of GBH, I ended up doing 3 years, 3 months and 17 days behind the door for that one. And that was in 2016, New Year's Eve. So I went in jail the 1st of January 2016 for that one. Got out March 2019. Spent 6 months in a hostel again, which was Reading Hostel again, and Windsor. Then after that, had obviously my license, which I've finished now. So I've been free of all of that since 2021 March. Yeah, so basically two GBH charges, as well as an affray. The affray was the first charge. It was GBH with intent and affray. So when I attacked the man with a knife, in self-defense, because he had a weapon himself, they said I kicked the door to where he was and my ex. So I actually got let in the door to see Danny Jr. at that point, and then it all went bananas and all kicked off. But listen, I've done my time, done the crimes. We're talking 6 and 10 years ago now. Of course you feel guilt for your crimes, but I've been through all of that, done all the time, moved on, and trying my best. So yeah, all the trolls, when they keep bringing it up, you know, that is the crimes. I've spoken about this many times. And just for reassurance as well, with newspapers and word of mouth, you need to hear from the people that actually been through these crimes and done the crimes. So first and foremost, you got to think of the victims of the crimes, which I've felt guilt about. Of course, the guy was damaged. He has scars from the attack, but I'm not justifying it, but it was in self-defense because he had a weapon. And sometimes these things happen. It was in the kitchen. I didn't arm myself with anything. It was only in the kitchen where it happened. I spent many years in jail, majority of my 20s. And then, I started watching auditing videos. I think the first ones was Live Free UK Meets the Tyrants and people like this. And I thought, I've got a story to tell. So far, so good. Started with the Gypsy Auditor as a name. It's a risk straight away. Originally, it was called Corruption and Redemption, my channel. Then I changed it. Actually, it was Mr. Ayres, Corruption and Redemption, then Gypsy Auditor. Then we moved to New World Gypsy, then not so Gypsy Auditor UK, now Gypsy. We're stuck. But I want to thank everyone for the support. You go online and you never know what happens, you know. If people connect to your stories or if they just hate on you. But that's the thing with YouTube, you know. You can only put things online and see what happens. And that's all I've done. I want to thank everyone for the support, you know. Because without the people watching, commenting and the feedback, it's pointless, really. But yeah, in our community at the minute, there's a lot of these accounts. And I feel we need to stand up to them, you know. And I'm only doing this because a lot of people have asked for it. I've spoken many times on this. Like I spoke about individual prisons I've been in, which is H&P Reading, young offenders where it started. Then I moved to Aylesbury, young offenders. Then I finished at H&P Coldenley, where I got released in 2014 the first time. Then I went to H&P Bullenden, then H&P Stocken, and then I went back and finished the time at H&P Bullenden. I will speak more on the prison stuff Obviously I have audited every prison bar HMP Stockham, which is coming up. But yeah, so definitely feel guilty for the crimes. At one point when I went in the first time, I was looking at IPP sentence, but thank God I missed it because I was on remand. I got sentenced in January 2013, my first crime. So I missed the IPP by a couple of months, thank God, because I'd still be in jail now. And I met many people with this sentence, and it's like debilitating and ruins people's lives. There's no doubt there's victims of crimes, but you've got to see the two sides of the coin. The person that does the crime, the offender, a lot of people do feel guilt for what they've done and they regret it, but then you have to do the time. Some people do courses inside. I've done many. For my opinion, they didn't work. I feel only if you want to change, it's in yourself. I feel you mature in time anyway, because I went in when I was 18, 19 years old. And I come out when I was 26, 27. So, you know, I haven't finished all of the license and stuff till I'm nearly on 30. So the majority of my teens to the 30s was around prison, probation, hostels, license, and so, you know. But yeah, that it was all down to me, you know. These things wouldn't have happened if it weren't for me in these situations. And since then, these situations have arisen again, and it's not happened what I've done before. And then on top of that, from my community, which I'm very proud to be from, there's a risk coming online. So yeah, all the people that say incorrect things, that is the facts. Newspapers, news, they always fabricate to their agenda to sell. So this is the truth from me. And you know, it is what it is. Like, we move on, and we try and leave that stuff behind us. But you know, you can't live in guilt all your life, or that burning hatred, because it does no good to your health and your mental health and your well-being. And all I'm trying to do is just do my videos, and I do get sent a lot of stories of people with similar stuff and victims of crime, even people that are in jail unjustified and over the tariffs, and this is what I'm really interested in. And I've seen a lot of corruption, but then I've seen some good police and some good prison officers as well, but I've seen some bad, and I think it's about showing the truth. And yeah, so I did do an interview with Bannerman many months ago, and I appreciate him a lot for that. But it's just going into it, like, I think we all know by now my real name, which is Danny Hess. I've got no problem, and I'm not hiding it, you know. And I want to thank everyone for the support. We're going to keep going. And, you know, GBH, I got done twice for it. One was intent and one was just normal GBH. But it got to the point, my last time I went in, if I'd done GBH again, I'd get a life sentence. So it's a massive risk for stuff that's just in anger, impulsive behaviour. And I think in time you mature from it and you learn from your mistakes. And you can't keep blaming people because it was me that done it. And then that's about it really. But, you know, jail's not an easy thing to do. I never glorify it. I've just got a lot more stories to tell on it. I've spoke many times about the jail and what I've seen and done, but there's a lot more to come. I feel, like I said originally with the newspapers, they fabricate things to sell and for their agenda. They have a half hint of a truth and they run with it to shock people, you know. But yeah, so obviously from Slough, like Berkshire, all my life, and I don't think you can blame your area you grew up with, why you did your things. I think it's from inside yourself. And you know, I do feel sorry for the people, the victims of my crimes. But like I said, it was the first crime was in 2012, so we're talking 10 years ago, and the second crime was 2016. So we have to move on. This ain't just for certain people while I've done this. I have touched on this before, but this is the end of it now. So if you do want to know the full Gypsy story, you watch us back. Thank you all very much. End of the day on YouTube, you start with nothing and you never know what happens. So God bless you, have a good day, and keep supporting the Gypsy Auditor UK, and there's plenty of craziness coming up. Thank you.
me free.